Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up, my brother?
How you doing, man?
Every time I see "Welcome to the Show," I think of that, like Ed Sullivan or something. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, so you've had wet weather like we are having, huh?
Yeah, what a miserable day.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
sat down and watched some movies today. Nothing, you know.
There
At
you
least we
go.
got to be on the back deck, so
Right.
that was nice.
There you
But
go. Good stuff.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
stuff. What movie did you watch?
We watched Raging Bull.
There we
First
go.
time ever. First time ever.
Good. Doing your homework. I like
I
it.
was in preparation for an upcoming episode,
There
and
you go.
I'm about more than halfway through Ali
Okay.
right now.
Good stuff. Nice.
Yeah.
I caught up on the Family Stallone. I
Oh,
was,
good.
I was 2 episodes behind. I caught up on those, so I saw them go to Philly, and
So
saw
now
the
you're done.
final episode. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I loved it though, man. I think it's such an entertaining show.
Yeah.
Gives a really insightful look into the family, and also too for stuff that we don't see and we don't think about that happens behind their closed doors.
Sure.
Or be it their daughters at college or Sly's away longer than they like, and there's just a lot to it that we don't really think about. We think, oh, megastar, millions of dollars,
Right.
they got the big home, they don't have to worry about nothing, and they have issues just like all of us.
Yeah. They got no problems, but guess what? They're human.
Of course, yeah. Just because they don't have financial issues, doesn't mean that they don't have, issues that affect them emotionally or physically or whatever. When the young Sophia had to get her heart checked again, I had no idea about that. That she
was it?
Issues.
I thought that was the oldest.
Yeah.
The oldest
one,
daughter,
Sophia. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, so I could only imagine how that,
That's got to be crippling as a parent.
I was just about to say, both of us being fathers, I couldn't. Yeah. I mean, I remember when my younger one had some medical issues, nothing near what Sophia had with her heart, but she still had some medical stuff. We had to go back and forth to the doctor, and just going back and forth to the doctor alone is traumatizing for a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind if they had bigger issues. And then again, as a parent, seeing your child, have to draw blood and they're crying and they're, it's just horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember her saying,
what's that?
I said, I remember her saying on that episode that, she was the last to show her fear because she tried to stay strong for everyone, which is very brave and valiant.
And
but my God, for a little girl to be doing that, or a little kid, anybody, doesn't have to be a girl, boy, whatever. I'm just, it's just, how that so strong of a person. But I mean, look at her parents, I mean, I saw a post today.
Well, obviously they raised her well and they taught her well, and she's strong as could be. And all three of the girls are very independent and strong girls. They should be very proud. But yeah, I mean, how you wouldn't think that a girl would think like that. You think they would just break down because their parents are there, and my parents, a little kid falls down, scrapes his knee. What does he do? Runs to mom and dad and gets a Band-Aid. And so to be stronger than them, that's pretty strong. That's amazing.
Yeah. And then, but you saw the regiment that they had in the morning with. only Sly, right?
I know, right? That's so funny. He was saying they were saying, boot camp.
Yeah. But then I saw a post today where Jennifer, the girls were saying that it was the youngest one. The youngest one is Scarlett, right?
Scarlett, yeah.
Yeah. She was saying how Jennifer has bought a dog to take up the space for every daughter that has moved out.
Good thing they only have 3 kids.
I know. I was going to say they have a kennel.
Right? Hey, speaking of dogs, I haven't seen Dwight, the Rottweiler, on the show at all.
No.
Did he get him after the show, or does he not have him?
I believe so, because there was some drama. You remember the drama?
Yeah.
And the drama all kind of revolved around the Rottweiler.
So maybe they got rid of him.
I think it was after the filly, if I remember
right
correctly. I'd have to go back in the Insta time.
Yeah.
It's,
maybe they
I'm
got
pretty
rid of him.
sure
Like,
it was
look, buddy,
after.
sorry, but you got to go. You caused drama. He unwillingly caused drama.
Yeah. And then the tattoo thing and
Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, I was thinking of it the other night when because my younger daughter was saying something about his dogs, and she goes, "We haven't seen the Rottweiler." I said, "You know what? We haven't. I didn't even think about that. No, we haven't." But like I said, maybe he doesn't have them anymore. Maybe it was bad mood, bad mojo, or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's okay. I understand.
Short-lived experiment. We've all been there.
Oh yeah. We went through 2 dogs that way. We went through 2 dogs very quickly because we kind of jumped the gun on them, and it was a bit of an issue. So, But life throws curveballs, and you just try to catch them. That's all you can do, right?
That's it. Either that or follow them off.
Exactly.
Follow them up until you get a fastball.
That's it. Well, speaking of curveballs that life throw at you,
Your segue.
Don't do that. You're gonna make me forget.
You're a magician.
Oh my God, you make me laugh. See, now I forgot what I was gonna say.
If I could only be so
were
smooth.
talking about quotes in movies before, about how they have so many quotes that are so memorable, and so everybody knows, of course.
Oh yeah.
But then we were discussing how some of these movies have quotes that apply to life, and we were talking about Balboa last week for Sly's birthday episode.
Yes.
And got me thinking, what other movies are there that can apply like that? Now, granted, a little bit of a different scenario. Most people that follow Rocky and a lot of these other movies are one film movies. They're not a franchise. But it doesn't mean that one scene or that one speech in the film can't hit home and make you stronger than you were before you saw it.
It just resonates with you, and it's just like you said, it's just something to draw off of that just like inspires you to, I don't know, get off your ass and get going, for the lack of a better terminology.
No, absolutely right. Absolutely right. And oddly enough, we were talking last week about how Rocky, we felt, was the only franchise out there that does offer the life lessons. And we were and we mentioned Star Wars and how there's so many Star Wars fanatics, and but ideally you wouldn't think of it as life lessons. And in general, I'm sure you could probably apply some of them. But we found this one here from our little friend Yoda, who says, "Do or do not, there is no try." Sounds like a little whimsical Mickey. What's this can't? There ain't no can't.
Is that the little dude that kind of speaks backwards?
Yeah. He's that little green guy. He's got weird ears.
Tony, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to hold up my shield right now. Please don't throw anything at me. I saw the first Star Wars like 2 years ago.
So you saved yourself. I swear to you, I was actually thinking in my head, if he at least saw the first one, we'll be okay.
I saw the first one like 2 years ago.
It's just so funny that you're so into movies and so into this stuff, and there's so many classics that you haven't seen.
I know. I told you and I'll just go real quick about this I told you back when we were little, when Star Wars first came out, and my mom and dad took us to the drive-in, and they're like, "Do you want to go see The Cat from Outer Space or Star Wars?" I'm like, "Well, I want to see The Cat from Outer Space." I don't know, Tony.
Oh, that's great. That's like the guy that got drafted like before Jordan, I'll take Tom Jones. I'll take Michael Jordan,
Yeah. I don't get it.
That's funny. That's all right.
Mashed potatoes for brains.
Let's see. Did you see the next film that we're talking about? The next film was The Lion King.
I did.
And it offered us the remember when he hit him with the stick? He's like, "Ow." He did. The pass can hurt.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I saw it with my kids when the kids were little. So
yep. He says the pass can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or you can learn from it.
You know what?
That's very, very true.
It's such a true statement. That it very is. True. It just in every aspect of life that falls into place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it doesn't. I mean, they were saying on how pain can hurt, but it could be any kind of pain. Physical pain. It could be mental pain, emotional pain. But yeah, you could either run from it or, fight or flight. You know what they say,
right?
So you could do one of the two. And Rafiki knew. He knew.
Mm-hmm.
The next one up we have is definitely not a movie I would thought would give us positive life lessons, but The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay, I have not seen that one. Sorry.
Who says that's all right? We don't have to. Hey, there's some things I haven't seen either, or I haven't seen in a while. This one here says the only thing standing between you and your goal is the bullshit story you keep telling yourself as to why you can't achieve it.
Wow.
Now think about that. Think about that.
Yeah.
How true is that? How many people out there want to open a bakery or run a marathon or write a script or I don't know, whatever they want to do?
Sure.
And all excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse.
Yeah.
Stop making excuses, maybe, and get moving.
Yeah. Couldn't be said any better than that.
I mean, sometimes easier said than done, depending on what they want to do. But you know what they say. If you put your mind to it and you really, really focus on it, you can make whatever you want happen. It may not come easy. It may be more difficult, or it may not even come into play as you were hoping it would. Maybe a different level of it.
Right.
But it will still going after your goals is what counts.
Right. Yeah, and if you keep on lying to yourself, then
Well, I think life beating you up sometimes makes you come up with the excuses. Mm-hmm. You don't want to get beat up again.
True.
Who
Very
does? True. If you got knocked down, like we always said, you get knocked down 9 times, but you get up 10. That's all that matters. Some people are getting tired of getting knocked down. Stay down.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
I can understand that. Yeah.
A very, very quick story. My daughter had a soccer camp this week at a college nearby. And she was saying how extremely physically demanding it was, more so than she's ever been through.
Okay.
And they had like 3 a days practice. They had 2 a days practice. And she kept going. Sore, hurt, whatever. She just kept going. And she got an award at the end of the camp for being most consistent.
Wow. And
I said to her, I go, remember that Ali quote? Suffer now the pain of all this, but you live forever as a champion.
You're right.
And that's kind of told her that's what you did. You were like, you were suffering, but you kept going, you kept doing it, and then look, it came out on the other end. Sometimes it's a mental game more than a physical game.
Oh yeah. I mean, like Rocky said in was it Creed? I think it was in Creed where he's like, no, come on. He tells Adonis to go look in the mirror. Mm-hmm. He's like, that's the hardest opponent you'll ever face in your life. And
that's true. Oh God, that's true. That's so true.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, let's see what we got next. Next up is Dead Poets Society. Now, I have not seen this one in a very long time.
Okay.
But Robin Williams was amazing in this film, and he said, no matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
Oh, wow.
I mean, again, think about that. Think about without certain words, without certain words, there would have been no Rocky script. Without ideas, there'd be no cell phones. Without ideas, there'd be, there's so much stuff that, again, the naysayers or the negativity people are putting down. Mm-hmm. You got to see past it and rise up past it and keep focused on your goal.
True.
I mean, it takes a strong person. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to pretend that every single person can do this. I think they could if they applied.
Right.
But I do think that it is for select people. I don't think just everybody has that mental strength.
Right. And then you have your circumstances, unforeseen circumstances and so forth, that can definitely be a deterrent.
Oh, absolutely. Life could take a detour for one reason or another, and your life was going that way. Now it's going this way. Yeah. And you got to just go with it.
That's right. That's right.
Make it the best you can make it. Let's see what we got next. Next, we have Mr. Rudy.
Football. Oh, what a great movie.
Football movie. Remember when he tells him in this life you don't have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself.
Yes. Couldn't be more true.
Yeah. Self-respect and self-pride. That means more than anything.
You're right.
To me, anyway. If I do something, I put my mind to it, and I do what I want to do, and I'm proud of it. I don't need 20 people looking at it and telling me how great it was.
No. And then, and I know we have a Rocky life-affirming quote on here, but there's so many more, because look at Rocky Balboa when Mason Dixon's trainer, I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Oh, yeah.
But he says, there's nothing in this world that means more is self-respect.
Yep. The only kind of respect that matters.
That's the only kind of respect that matters.
Very true.
Follow suit. Absolutely.
All right. Next up, we have a comedy. I think most of the planet's seen. I'm hoping, Mr. Ricky B.
Oh, yeah. We just saw that one a little while ago.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
What a great movie.
Now, how funny is that it comes from a comedy the way it is? And obviously, we all know what happens in the film. But how great is that quote? It's, it's a take on, stop and smell the roses.
Right.
But, I mean, it's so great because it's true. Like Sly was saying about in the Family Stallone show on how time is like currency. Be very cautious, be very greedy with your currency. And it's true. If you don't take look, man, you and I are around the same age. I feel like I blinked and now I have a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old and, I'm closing in on retirement. It's like, all right, I thought like just a minute ago I was 20-something.
Yeah, like, remember being 30? It happened, but, that was another lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Crazy how fast it goes. Absolutely.
It does. And hopefully I'd like to say that I'd like to think that I enjoyed the ride so far and appreciated the day ins and the day outs. So that when it all is said and done, I did not blink and it was over and I missed it. But it's a great quote. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. And what a great feel-good movie.
It really is. Well, think about it. Everybody that saw that, if they were older, they remember back in high school and coming to school and going to the beach or going to the ballpark and he did it all.
Yeah,
he did it all that day.
What a day!
I mean, remember he caught the ball at Wrigley Field and he was on TV, and then he's singing in the parade. It's like
that was and I had read that who was the director in that? Was that Avildsen? No,
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah,
I'd have to guess it was. Oh my God, the teen movie guy. Oh, John Hughes, I think.
John Hughes. Okay, yeah, I think you're correct. So, but like the guy who was doing the window cleaning was up dancing on the scaffolding, and there was a couple of other people who were in the background. He liked it so much he put them in there because they were just being, natural.
Oh, they were just doing it.
Yeah, they were just doing it. They
weren't actors. Oh, okay.
They weren't actors.
John Hughes too, by the way. I just wanted to check it out real quick.
They weren't actors. They were just, the guy.
They were just dancing around, and
they're just dancing around. He was like, "I love it. Put it in."
The whole city was dancing around. It was all music was blasted.
It's just an awesome scene,
So funny.
Can't help but make you smile.
Oh, yeah, they went to the museum. They went to the museum. They went to the restaurant. Remember, it was Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
That was great.
Oh man.
Yep.
And uptight friend Cameron.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the no, don't do this, don't do that, and oh my God. Got great. That makes me want to watch it now. I'm going to watch it.
I know. We just watched it a couple months ago, but it's definitely worth the rewatch.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Well, after that one, we have another one about sports-oriented, which most of the time life resembles sports in a lot of ways. But this one's from a movie called Tin Cup. Maybe a lot of people saw it. Maybe they haven't. Mr. Kevin Costner in it. He says, when a defining moment comes along, you either define the moment or the moment defines you.
Right.
Yeah, another very true statement. I mean, if something came my way, I have a choice to do something with it or let it do what it wants to me.
True.
I mean, that's, again, easier said than done sometimes. But
right. Do you remember the reason why they called it Tin Cup?
The movie? I mean, the movie? His name? Yeah.
He was a catcher.
Yeah.
And he had a metal cup.
Yeah, metal cup.
Every time
the one girl goes, I guess it's better than clank. That's another good movie that most people don't think about when they think about Kevin Costner. You know, I mean, because it's not. Let's face it. I mean, he's made so many great films. Right. Not that that's not a fun film, but it's a great time. It's a fun movie. Those of you that don't know it, we won't give anything away. But he plays pretty much a walk on at the U.S. Open,
right? And
a lot of golfing humor ensues, and Don Johnson plays the pro that he's all classy, and then Cheech plays
Marin.
Kevin Costner's caddy.
Yeah, he's a trip.
It's a good film.
Rene Russo was
the
love interest.
Such a great film. I love it. I thought it's a great movie.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie.
No man alive that plays golf can go on the golf course and not quote the film. You're either quoting Caddyshack or Tin Cup.
Right.
That's the rules. That's the way it works.
Yeah. How many times have we said that? It's in the hole.
Exactly.
It's nowhere near it.
Oh, my God. All right. So we got three more. The top three here. This one here, you both, I know you know this one.
Oh, yeah.
Why do we fall, sir? So we can learn to pick ourselves up. That's what Alfred says to Bruce when he's laying in that Wayne Manor fire or whatever it is when he fell on the ground. It's true, though. I mean, it's the take on falling down 9 times, getting up 10.
Right.
It's we fall to learn to pick ourselves up. That's the way it is. So if you fall down and you don't pick yourself up, you're just going to lay there.
Right. You'll never learn from it.
There was another Batman quote I was going to use.
Okay.
But I didn't. There's really no reason.
Was it? I'm on the edge of my seat.
There was really no reason behind it. I just did. It was the one where he says to Rachel about becoming like wearing the mask and who he is inside, and I forget the whole actual quote.
Yes, that was
basically. Yeah. Do you remember it?
Yeah, and then she said it back, and this is terrible to our viewers because we should.
I know.
Our apologies. But he says it to her later on, back to her in the movie when he's in the Batman costume. And
right, it's not who I am underneath. It's what I do that defines me.
That's yep.
Yeah, because she was saying something to him in the earlier part of the film, right? And then he says that later on when he's dressed as Batman, and obviously she knows who Batman is at that point. But I thought that was a great quote too. I mean, because
absolutely,
there's so many people out there that who they are in their profession might not be who they really are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting quote.
And a little off topic, but wasn't Michael Caine, right? Caine?
Alfred, yeah.
Alfred? Yeah. Wasn't he a great Alfred?
I thought so.
I thought
it. He was fantastic. He had little smart aleck one-liners. And, he was great.
I mean, Jeremy Irons did a good job, too. And
he did.
I can't remember the other actor's name with Keaton, but...
that was Michael Gow or Grow. I forget which one.
Oh, okay.
Michael.
I just loved Michael Caine. I mean, but then, he was in Victory.
I just thought the trilogy was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's true. Michael Caine was a Victory. And I'm having the hardest time finding that movie.
It's difficult. It is very difficult to find.
I wanted to go watch it the other day. I'm flicking around, and I'm Netflix, and I'm Amazon, and I'm this and that. I'm like, man, what the heck?
Yeah, or Escape to Victory, as it's also known.
Yeah, I know. I don't know when they added that part of the title in there, but I know it was called Victory when it came out.
Right.
I remember when it came out.
Right, and then there was the other one. It was like there was ICU, and then they changed the name of that one too. Remember that movie?
Yeah, I only saw it once. I do remember it, but yes, I do remember it having two different titles.
Yeah, weird.
Which I understand that they do that in a different market, like in the European market or Japan or wherever. But why would they have two different titles in the States? That doesn't make sense.
Very, very strange. But, anyhow, we digress.
yeah. We digress a lot. That's for sure. All right, number 2. Now,
come on, segue, Tony.
Everybody knows this quote.
There we go.
Everyone knows this. There he is, Mr. Gump.
Making me hungry.
Gump. Life's like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get. And that, again, everybody's gotten a box of chocolates before, and there's no listing the names on each of the chocolate. So you just take it up, and when you're a little kid, you just kind of bite them and put them back.
Squeeze them and look in there.
But it's true. You don't know what you're going to get. I mean, you have these plans. I bet if you ask 100 men in their 50s and 60s, what did you want to be when you grow up? Police officer, a baseball player, astronaut, whatever. How many of those really became what they wanted to be?
Yeah.
Life threw at them whatever it was. You never know what you're going to get with life. Maybe one, sadly got sick, or maybe one decided he went that route instead of that route, or who knows? But it's true. You never know what you're going to get.
That's right, Tony. We could do a whole episode on Forrest Gump. I mean, that movie is,
Well, you might have to hit it right there. We might have to just. This is how quite a few of our episodes have grown to become episodes. I would love to do a whole Gump episode. I've seen that so many times.
Yes. Let's do it.
We'll go down. If we're going to do that, there's a Bubba Gump shrimp factory down in Madeira Beach, right by me. So I'll have to go down there and do a little live video.
Oh yeah,
and then
I'll put on my Bubba Gump hat I bought.
Yep. And then we'll do an episode. There you go. That's the next episode, guys. See how it happens.
There we go. That movie is just. I mean, it's on a level, of its own. It's right up there with the big names.
Yep. Oh God, yeah. Absolutely.
Like another life-affirming quote that I mentioned before that doesn't really fall into a big suit, but you're going to need a bigger boat. We're going to need a bigger boat. How many times have you felt like I'm going to need a bigger boat?
It's true. Very true.
Yeah. Like, man, we're into this freaking waist deep, and this shitstorm is not going well. We need a bigger boat.
And the best part about that line is it was improvised.
Was it really?
Yeah, Roy Scheider improvised it when he said it.
Oh my God, that's so awesome! I did not know that.
The most one of I would bet you that's probably top 5, top 3 most quoted movie lines.
Right. I was I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was in Lowe's yesterday. Life magazine and Mad magazine both have Jaws on the cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the Life magazine one I have.
Oh, do you?
You said Mad magazine?
Yeah, Mad magazine. Because they see the shark coming up like this, and it's Mad.
I gotta go. It was in Lowe's?
Yeah, it was in Lowe's, and his tongue's hanging out, and Alfred Newman is swimming, and he's like,
I gotta go check it out. I haven't even seen a Mad magazine. I used to collect those, not collect them, but I used to buy them all the time.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Now, is this like an anniversary of Jaws or something like that?
Jaws came out in 1975.
So it's not like there's an anniversary. It was kind of like when they did Life did Rocky on the cover.
Right.
It was Life, right? I'm trying to find my magazine.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's Life.
Yeah, it was Life. Yeah, I can see it from over here. And I'm pretty sure it's Life with Jaws. And so it was in the rack. That one was here, and then the Mad magazine was right below it with Jaws. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it came out in 1975, so that was 48 years ago, right? Okay. Am I doing my math right there? 48 years?
So. Yep.
So it's an odd number. I don't know. That wouldn't be an anniversary. But then again, they released the Rocky one last year.
Right.
I know, right? And that was what, the 46th anniversary? It wasn't even the 45th.
Right. So
they might just be doing great films, putting them out on Life magazine.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
But it just caught my interest. I'm like,
I got to go see the Mad magazine. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it was funny looking. I'm like,
well, I'm sure it's no surprise to anybody what our number one Life movie quote is. And it is from Rocky Balboa. Oh. I even got the whole thing in there. Look at that. I was just going to get a picture where it said keep moving forward, but I got the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows part all the way to that's how winning is done. And I can't talk enough about that quote. I'm sorry.
I know.
I can talk all day about it. Ask my girls. Like when we went to Philly and we were on that street where they filmed that scene. Of course, I take Sophia. I was like, you know what this is? She's like, well, I said, this is the street where they, of course, told her the whole speech right there.
Yeah.
But it really is probably, and again, I would say this even if that was not a Rocky film, if that quote was not in a Rocky film and that quote was in Raging Bull,
mm-hmm.
I would still say it's the greatest life quote there is.
Sure.
Because it's just so perfect. Especially when you're an older, you're in your 50s or 60s or later. When you're younger, like Robert is in the film,
mm-hmm.
you don't know.
Right.
Why he had to tell him.
Right.
But he does, you don't know. And you could see how he got it, too.
Right.
Because you can see when Sly starts talking. Like, I love the part where Sly goes, you used to fit right here. I used to tell your mother. And you see Robert literally goes.
Yeah. Gives you the eye roll.
God, I got to hear this story again.
Yeah.
But by the time he gets to, you decide to take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the way, you let somebody stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. After he said you blame a big shadow, and Rocky just goes into it, you could see Robert's face changed. And he was getting it. He was upset. He was like, you could see it. You could literally see it. Great acting on his part, by the way.
Yeah, Milo, yeah. And for Sly to write that, because you saw in the last episode of Family Stallone, where he says, the most important thing I've ever written in my life was right here. And that was that quote, That stuff hits home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, he said he wanted to leave something to his kids, and say, look, this is what, again, that's every parent should give their children that speech. Whether you're a Rocky fan or not, whether you're a sports fan, whether you're a movie fan, every parent should read that speech from beginning to end. Because even the part that's not normally quoted, like the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows, is where most people started.
Right.
But before that, it's so much as a parent saying to their child. Like when he first says, you used to fit right here. I used to tell your mother, you're going to be the best. Like that's a parent gloating. And you grew up, it was just a privilege to watch you. Every day was like a privilege. And then when he gets to somewhere along the way, you let people stick a finger in your face and tell you no good. Or look for something to blame like a big shadow. It could be applied to every single parent and child. Every single parent and child.
Right.
I mean, it's so amazing. It really is so well written.
Yeah.
And he said it himself, his best piece he wrote. I agree with him.
And imagine if Balboa never got made. Oh, what a travesty that would have been.
Well, when I first heard him say that was his proudest or whatever moment in getting made, I was like, really? Not Rocky? How could you feel like that? But then if you think about it, you think about what he had to go through to do that film at his age, get himself in physical condition at that age.
Oh, yeah.
Writing what he wrote with that speech. There's so many reasons why I understood it. I understood why he said that.
Yeah, nobody wanted to touch it.
How crazy is that? He at that point, 2005, because it was released in 2006. 2005, Stallone is still a mega star as far as a name. It's not like it's not like he dropped off the face of the earth for 30 years and made a comeback.
Right.
There was no comeback. But John Travolta had a comeback.
Right.
He had Grease, he had Saturday Night Fever. You didn't hear from him until Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I mean, not so cut and dry, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not him. So how could the studios not want to give him the time of day?
I can't even believe that they would think that the Rocky community wouldn't want to see it.
You know what? I don't know. I don't think they really realize there's a Rocky community. I really don't, to be honest.
Well, they're awful dense then.
I think they know that
someone's not paying attention.
I'm honest with you. I think they know that there's Star Wars fanatics. They know that there's Trekkies, Star Trek.
Sure.
I know they know about Harry Potter. I think Rocky kind of flies under the radar for having such a large rockhead nation, as we call it.
Okay.
And I don't think a lot of people know about it. And I don't think that the movie studios know. I really don't. I think they thought, Rocky's done, man. What do you want him fighting in a senior citizen home?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the cartoons where he's in a walker or whatever, and he's 80 or whatever. I mean, if there's one person who's going to pull it off, it's going to be Stallone.
And you think they would look at his track record of what he's done over his entire career and be like, let's give this man some respect and let it get made. And I mean, and if it bombs, it's almost like taking on a big name sports figure at the tail end of his career, supposedly, tail end of his career, but not starting him. You let him sit the bench. He doesn't have it in him anymore. Just put him out there. Give him he earned that. Put him out there.
Yep. Some of the crap that they're coming out with, I mean, come on.
He could make Rocky 7 and blow anything away that is out there right now. There is such crap out there right now. It's not even funny. I know that sounds cliche. But there really is. If they're not remaking a movie and remaking it poorly, I might add, they're doing the CGI. I don't understand how CGI can be getting worse in some films.
True.
I just can't comprehend that. We're moving forward technologically. How is the CGI looking worse? It's just, I don't know. It's just so bad. We went to see The Flash.
Okay.
Which we could discuss maybe another episode. Maybe we'll do another DC one. But I haven't been in the movies in a while. I see what's coming out, and I don't want to see anything that's coming out. It just has no interest.
Really?
I mean, it's a shame.
Yeah. The last thing. Now I can't even tell you the last time I went to the movies, but the last thing that I saw was Big George Foreman, which was like a newer release.
Right.
And I was very excited to see it, because of the Boxing Hall of Fame and we're boxing fans and Rocky and the whole, and we'll talk about that in our boxing episode. But other than that, I'm looking at, like you said, the Netflix and all these other things you can scroll through or subscribe to. And I'm like, man, there's crap on.
There is. It's true. It's so true. It really is. I mean, I don't understand how there could be that many options to watch movies and there's nothing on.
Right.
I just can't comprehend it.
We will typically fall to like, I'll watch Barney Miller. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and my wife Gina wonders why I go and resort to some of these movies I've seen a million times, besides the Rockies.
Sure.
I mean, she knows, of course, that's going on whenever I just don't know what's put on.
Sure.
But I mean, she wonders why I'll put on Jaws or Smokey and the Bandit or, Armageddon or I don't know, Eraser.
Right.
Whatever. Something that I've seen that was entertaining.
Absolutely.
It's so amazing.
At least you're going to get something good, something with quality, something that you like, where you get to when you're watching this movie and you're like, what the hell am I doing here?
I mean, I'm not going to sit here. It'd be ridiculous for me to sit here and bash these writers and bash these directors. I mean, they made it a lot further than a lot of people did who write and make films. Now, having said that, that doesn't necessarily mean that they should be writing films or making films.
Well, you've seen it with all the with all the remakes that have been coming out. Like, I think I've heard it or seen it on whatever platform there is. Is like, has Hollywood run out of ideas?
Well, they have. They really have. If you think about it, because first of all, there's so many ideas you could have.
Yeah.
You have everything is a conflict. Unless it's some goofy comedy. But everything has a conflict. So the conflict is either man versus nature, man versus himself, or man versus man.
Right.
And you've got to put that into whatever story you got. So, okay, you can do that. But I just don't understand how they're just coming across with such garbage. And if you're going to resort to remaking a film, it's like they do these remakes in one of two ways. They either literally remake it, where why'd you bother doing it if you were just going to carbon copy it? Leave the movie alone. They add no originality to it from themselves.
Right.
So why'd you do it?
Right. And usually the remakes don't translate.
No.
They just.
And
don't
then the other thing they did for a little while, and again, this is going to come across sexist. I'm only speaking facts of the film. It has nothing to do with how I feel about women and men. But the last few films they redid, they put all women casts on. Ghostbusters, Ocean's 8.
Yeah.
And they did extremely poorly. I don't know why they did poorly. I didn't see either one of the films. And I don't even know about the women. I know who they were. I'm saying I don't know if their performances were poor. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the simple facts that if you did it twice and the box office was poor, why did you keep doing it?
Right.
Why did you? I don't understand. It doesn't have to be an all-female cast then. Change it around in a different way.
Well, you and I both know this, and our viewers know this too. There are some movies that should not be remade.
Well, yeah. That's
Ghostbusters with Harold Ramis and Bill Murray, and Dan Aykroyd, and and I can't think of. I'm drawing a blank on the other guy's name. Anyhow, you have a star-studded cast. Now, I know they brought Melissa McCarthy in for that. I haven't seen that Ghostbusters, but
I haven't either. Yeah,
but you have a star-studded. It's like remaking Rocky, remaking Stripes. There are just some things.
If I ever see somebody's remaking Rocky, that's going to be a major problem.
Yeah,
we'll probably wind up in jail.
Yeah, I know, right?
It won't be good. But like you said, I just don't understand why they want, certain movies that are a little more obscure, and when I say obscure, I don't mean to certain fans. Like you and I, we know every one of Slice films.
Sure.
So his movies maybe aren't obscure to us. But I guarantee you, I go out to the general public and ask 1,000 people, a variety of ages, if they ever watched Paradise Alley or if they ever watched Cliffhanger. I guarantee you will be getting different answers.
Oh, you're probably getting looks of what?
Yeah. So if you wanted to take one of those types of films and remake it and twist it a little bit, I kind of get it. Right. Okay, you like the plot, but if they did this differently and if they did that differently, maybe it would work better. I'm going to do it my way. But to take any movie that is listed as a classic movie for its, and we all know what they are. We've mentioned them a million times. You just don't do it. You just don't do it.
No, I'm sorry, my phone, I don't know why I'm getting lit up tonight.
It's like a radio station.
I know, it's like, leave me alone. I'm busy.
Well, you're on live with Tony and Ricky B.
I do have a couple of other movie quotes. I know we're running short on time.
You okay?
I did some homework. So
all right.
I'm not going to be grounded this week. Like you were on Insta jail.
I was. Remember that?
You're off of Insta jail now, right?
It was something I didn't even do.
I know. But Ma, I didn't do it.
If I did it, I would have just accepted the punishment.
I know, right?
Waited a week.
Couple real quick ones here was I haven't seen this in a minute. It's been a while. Stop. My phone. Braveheart with Mel Gibson.
Oh yeah. It's been a while for me too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. But every man dies, but not every man lives.
Yeah.
It kind of goes with our,
God,
our
does
mantra.
it go with that?
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about it. Every single man, woman, born and lives, or born and has a life.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
how many people just go through the motions rather than just
There's an old movie that not very many people know of, so I wouldn't be surprised if everybody that I'm saying this to right now is going to be like, what are you talking about? There's an old movie called Dad with Ted Danson, Jack Lemmon, and Ethan Hawke.
I remember that movie.
And Jack Lemmon is the grandfather, Ted Danson's the son, and Ethan Hawke is Ted Danson's son.
Right.
So very long story short, it's almost a quote like that where the character of Jack Lemmon, who's a lot older now, he's late 70s, he's telling Ted Danson on how he went to work every day, did his job, he retired, he got his watch, he left. He goes, and the very next day, somebody was doing my job, like I was never there.
That's right.
And I think it's so true. It's like
it is very true.
Think, if I die tomorrow, okay, I just fill a spot. Let's move on.
Right. It's so true. So true. And it's so humbling, because you think in your own world, no one can do it. But, let's face it, corporate America today,
everybody's expendable.
Yeah, we're all replaceable.
Mm-hmm.
My next one was, and this was a great movie I loved, was from Hitch. Remember Hitch with Kevin James and Will Smith?
Yeah.
Life is not about the amount of breaths we take. It's the moments that take our breath away.
There you go.
I thought that was very, very.
I like that.
That was I loved that quote. I was like, wow. He was trying to win over Gina.
Breathtaking, maybe.
Yeah, I'm Gina.
Yeah.
I can't think of her, Gina something or other, but he was trying to win over the girl. But I'm like, dude, what a quote, man! That's awesome.
That's definitely a quote.
That is definitely a great.
What else you got?
Three more. Wizard of Oz, No Place Like Home. We all love home.
That's true.
We all love home.
Like to go traveling, but it's good to come home.
Right. When you're going on vacation, you're going away, and you're like, can't wait to get there, can't wait. And then you're like, it's done and over. You're on your last night. Like, man, I just can't wait to be home and sleep in my own bed.
That's true.
Spider-Man, the Green Goblin. We are who we choose to be.
Okay. I thought you were going to say the other one with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, I missed that one with Toby Keith. Yeah. Not Toby Keith. Toby Maguire.
Toby Maybe Keith. They should remake Spider-Man with Toby Keith. See, you just came on with something. Spider Countryman.
I know, right? Him and Willie Nelson doing Beer for My Horses.
Oh, my God.
And my last one, which is one of my most favorite movies, minus, all the Rockies. I'm not going to tell you the name. See if you can guess it.
Okay.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
It's a classic.
I don't remember.
I know it's when you're.
As soon as I hear it, I'm going to go, oh.
When you're out of context and it Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's right. Talk about another good movie. Oh
my God, yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. Jeez.
That's right. Get busy living or get busy dying. I like that.
Brooksy was here.
Yeah. Remember Red? Morgan Freeman was Red.
Yeah. That's another classic we could definitely dive into sometime.
Yeah, that was based on a Stephen King short novel.
Yeah.
Great film. Well, this is a good one, my friend.
I enjoyed this one. I mean, when I was looking up the movie quotes and whatnot, I'm like, I forgot about this and I forgot about that.
Maybe we could do. I mean, way back when we were doing the trivia in between some of the things. Excuse me. Maybe we could do a little movie quote segment
Oh, that'd be fun.
Maybe one or two quotes each of us and just kind of throw them out there. We'll see.
Yeah.
We always tell you guys to let us know what you think, but you never do. So don't,
I know.
It was like, hey, tell us what you would think down here.
I know.
Nobody's
tip, wake up.
Yeah. They're like, I'm going to tell you what I think, all right?
No, but I like that. Let's each come up with like two movies.
Yeah, maybe we'll try that, a little something different on the show.
Yeah, we'll eat, how about two movie quotes each?
All right. That sounds
so we
good.
don't like drag it out.
Yeah, it's not all super crazy.
Yeah. So then it's like, we'll just see if we can guess it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll start that next week, next show.
Perfect. I love it.
All
hey,
right,
we beat the storms. We beat the rain. We beat the storms this time.
I know. I was so worried. I thought for sure you were just going to freeze up for like 20 minutes. Well, we got some good ones coming. Anybody wants to see a show of something, let us know. But other than that, another good week, my friend.
You got it,
and episode 52, right?
That's it, yeah.
Episode 52. And we're good to go.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Appreciate everybody. Thanks for watching.
Looking forward to seeing everybody next time.
See you next week. Have a good one.